What is going on, everybody? I'm Arrows. I love TCGs, and we're going to talk about one today. And we are, of course, going to look at the new legends released. Oh, sorry, not released, revealed for the upcoming Riftbound set Unleashed. We now have all the legends. For this video is all the legends, and we're gonna talk about them. So we're gonna talk about all the legends. Talk about how I feel they compare to their other legends in this category in these color combinations, and we're gonna talk about how I feel about them overall. So we're gonna start off with Jin Virtuoso. Jin is in the Fury and Mind domains, much like Kaisa and Rumble. So Jin's ability is when you play a spell, if you spend 4 or more, you may banish it. Then, if there are 4 or more spells banished with me, put each in its trash, channel 4 runes, and draw 1 card. This is kind of silly in a good way because there are a lot of really good 4 cost or higher spells in these two categories. Stuff like Singularity, Falling Comet, Hextech Ray? No, not Hextech Ray. I can't think of all the names, but there's a lot of really good cards in this combo, and being able to channel 4 runes and draw 4 cards and draw a card is kind of really good. I like Jin. Compared to, I don't think he's better than Kaisa, but I definitely think he is light years away from Rumble in a good way. Next, in our Body and Fury category, we have Rengar, the Pride Stalker, and I love this card. I love this card so much. I think it is very, very good. It's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to building in Unleashed. When you play a unit, give a unit +1 this turn. This is really cool. If you want to combo it up with oh no, wait, no, my Fiora is in the wrong color combination. This is a really good card. You can give strong units +1. Also, a bunch of the Rengars have the abilities of when you, and it's not once per turn, so remember this. A lot of the Rengars have the ability Ambush, which lets them come into battle at reaction speed. Kind of crazy. So you can do that. Give that card another +1 on top of its already immense power, and really turn the tide on these showdowns. And again, keep in mind it is not once per turn. That is really good. Who do we have in this color combination already? We have Volibear and we have Lucian. Yes, Volibear and Lucian are the two legends in this combination. I think this is right up there with them. Like Volibear, I feel like is obviously like the least used out of there, but I think Lucian is very, very good, and I think Rengar is very, very good. And I think the one thing I do like about this game is, even though there are multiple characters in these domain combinations, they're all the decks feel very different. Next, we have Pike, the Blood Harbor Ripper, is in the Fury and Chaos, as we know, one of the best color combinations to be in Riftbound. You can pay 1 and tap him to return a friendly unit out of battlefield to its owner's hand. Play a gold gear exhausted. It has reaction. Kill this. Add. Yeah, we know what gold gear does. So in Fury and Chaos and Order and Mind have the most legends right now to compete with because of the Proving Grounds, and I guess technically, God, what is Ying combination? And yellow and orange and green and orange have the most legends to compete with in this combination. I would probably if I were to rank the purple ones, it would definitely be Draven at the top, then Annie, and then I had to put Jinx and Pike near each other. I think this would be really good if it was in a different if it was like in a different color combination. This ability doesn't feel right in this rune combination. I do like the picture though. Next we have Vi. This is the one that I was the most excited for, and I still really like it, but it's definitely not what I was aiming for, what I was hoping for. So the Vi Piltover Enforcer is in the Fury and Order domains. When you conquer, if you assign 3 or more excess damage, you may exhaust me to ready a unit. This is good, but it'd be better if she was in the purple. And this is definitely an ability that would have been really, really good in Fury and Chaos, because you could use this, activate the react. You could stand up the Big Vi. The Big Vi from set 1 is a prime example for this. Play it next turn, recycle all the stuff to make her really big, bring her into a battlefield. She's obviously going to get the excess damage. Exhaust a Piltover Enforcer, ready the Vi again, and then ride the wind her to the other battleground and take that one out as well. In orange, in yellow, and red, it's a very interesting ability, because there is like a lot of really big cards in this deck, but I don't think there's a lot of really good ways to take advantage of the readying of that character. That's just my opinion. The other ones in this area that we have are Darius and and Rek'Sai. I feel like this is probably going to be better than them, because like the new Vi champion is fantastic. We'll cover the rest of the cards at a later time. The new Vi champion in red in Fury is fantastic. The old Vi in this deck is amazing. It just be, although I guess the old Vi does have ganking. So the old Vi does have ganking, but like there's just not enough other cool things that you can do with this ability, in my opinion. But I do really like the card. It is a starter deck card, and I'm 100% going to get the starter deck. Next, in our Calm and Mind domain, we have Lilia, the Bashful Bloom. I actually really like this card. I like this ability. So for 4 and tapping her, you play a ready 3 Might Sprite unit token with temporary. This ability costs 1 less for each friendly unit with temporary. There's a lot of really cool ways to do this. I'm sure there's tons of things that give you temporary coming out in this set, but like just off the bat, Sprite Mother makes a sprite that has temporary, so that'll reduce the cost. I think this is a pretty cool card, especially if you could get it low enough and you could make a bunch of temporary things and put them up and challenge. I think got some potential there. The other 2 cards in this area are Ornn, who I think is very, very good, very, very underrated, and Ahri, who is actually, I think, making a comeback. A lot of people that I've been looking at that have been posting their Summoner Skirmish results are Ahri is doing pretty good at these low-level tournaments. Ahri has potential. I think this card has a ton of potential. I think it's going to be very interesting how people build this. I think this might be like the dark horse like legend in this set. Moving into our Body and Calm, we have a new Master Yi. Now, I personally don't understand. I personally feel that there's like so many League of Legends characters out there that you could have put in this position. That's not something that we technically already have a leader for, a legend for. But let's talk about Master Yi, the Wuju Master. He is no longer a Wuju Bladesman. He is a Wuju Master. So this incorporates the new level system that you get off of the Hunt ability. When you conquer something with a character that has Hunt, you get an XP, and you can garner XP as you go. So this unit, I think, is going to be one of the things that people mess around with the most, to mess around with the new mechanics. At level 6, so you only have 6 XP. Your units have +1. That is a really good ability. I like that ability. And then at level 11, which I feel like might be a little bit harder to get to, your units enter ready. So it's too early to really compare this card to the other cards we have in this color combination. What is the Spirit Forge card we have in this color? I don't remember. We're gonna have to look this up. We're gonna look this up on this video right now. Spirit Forge. Jax. Jax is the other unit we have on this. Jax and Lee Sin, and the other Master Yi, technically. So my opinion on this compared to the other Master Yi, I don't think this is better than the other Master Yi. The other Master Yi has a useful ability at all times in the game. Same with Jax, same with did I say, and Lee Sin is Lee Sin is Lee Sin. I would definitely rank this below the other Master Yi, and honestly, I'd rank it below Jax because those units, those legends have abilities that you can use constantly and consistently. This requires you to get up to level 6. Yes, there are cards in this set that have Hunt 2. I think that I might have seen a Hunt 3. I could be crazy. But there is a limit to when you can use this ability, and I think in a game that is constantly growing to be aggressive, I do not think that a legend like this has a place in that spot. Going into Calm and Chaos, we have Vex, the Gloomist. Vex is competing with Irelia, who in my opinion is, sorry Draven fans, the best deck in the format, but it's definitely a much harder deck to pilot than Draven. And I don't actually remember who the and Yasuo from Origins. I like this ability. When you or an ally hold, you may exhaust me to draw a card. Card draw is always good. I like Vex. I think Vex is a really good legend, but she's not better than Irelia. Not by a long shot, but she's definitely better than Yasuo. I think this is another combination that people are going to mess around with because there's with all the counter cards you have in these two color combinations, it's going to be really easy to stop your opponent from doing stuff to take you off the battlefield. You're going to hold, you're going to draw cards. I think Vex Gloomist is going to be a really good. Going into our green and yellow, in this color combination, you are competing with Azir and Leona. Azir is a really good card, really good deck for going wide. This does something a little different. So, Ivern, the Green Father, has the ability, when you conquer or hold, you may exhaust me to replace that battlefield with a brush battlefield token. And the brush battlefield gives birds, cats, dogs, poros, and Ivern units +1 in the brush. It can be swapped back when scored. So you put up the brush, your poros, your dogs, your cats, your birds, and Iverns are getting an additional +1 might. That is a very one-sided battlefield, which is something we don't really have a lot of in this game. Most of the battlefields in this game are battlefields that at some point in time, both you and your opponent can take advantage of. Unless your opponent's running a lot of these combination of cards, they're not going to be able to take advantage of this brush battlefield, which is really cool. And like I said, I definitely feel like out of the three that we have, Leona's not really seeing a lot of play. Azir does see play because it's really good. But I think this is going to be really, really played upon, really, really play tested because it is a card that puts a pretty one-sided battlefield. Obviously, if you're playing Ivern, you're playing a lot of those combinations of cards. And so you're going to be getting a lot out of that brush battlefield, which is really cool. And it's every time you conquer and hold. So you conquer, that battlefield instantly becomes very one-sided unless your opponent's also playing Ivern. And then we have, in my opinion, probably the best deck to come out of this set, and that is Diana, Scorn of the Moon. At reaction speed, you can tap her to add 1 energy. You can only spend this energy during showdowns, so that is really good. Being able to surprise pop off a strong card in a showdown and have Diana help you with that is really good. And it's purple and blue. There's a ton of really good stuff in those color combinations that you use in showdowns. You have Stupefy. You have the 2-cost Stupefy that I can't remember its name. You have a ton of moving cards in purple. Ton of might killing cards in blue. Just a really good color combination. I think this is probably going to be the best deck coming out of Unleashed. And competing with her, we have Ezreal, which is also a really strong deck, and Teemo. I think this is going to be the best deck to play in this color combination. She is just a really, really strong card. Same thing with LeBlanc Deceiver. LeBlanc Deceiver is in the Order and Mind runes, like with the green and green and orange, and the purple and blues. Not the purple and blue. The purple and reds. And has more competition. Hello, Gilbert's here. This has more competition as what you're playing in these color combinations. When you conquer a hold, you may discard one card and exhaust me to play a ready reflection unit token here. It becomes a copy of another a token unit here, and gives it temporary. This is a really good card. You're going to be, if you conquer with something big in these color combinations, like let's say we'll use it's a bit late, Thousand Tail Watcher. You play Thousand Tail Watcher, that's a bad example. Have a good effect. Riptide Rex, the shark. You play that, you conquer with that, you make a copy of it. Like that's 12 might on the battlefield with off of one unit. That's really good. This is a really good card. A temporary, it goes away at the start of your net before you can score the point for it. Have other units there, you're still scoring your point, so it's not the end of the world. So I think this is gonna be and again, this is such a different style for this deck than Victor, Lux, and LeBlanc. So I'm very excited to see what this card does. This is probably what I'm torn between playing LeBlanc, Vi, and Rengar. I really want Vi to be good because I really like Vi. Rengar just feels like it's going to be such a fun deck to just ambush and surprise your opponents on. And this just feels like it's going to be such a strong deck. It's a deck that goes wide but doesn't go wide, which is kind of cool. And then we have Kha'Zix, the Void Reaver. Kha'Zix is in the Body and Chaos rune, which it shares with Misfortune and Sivir. So when you win a combat, you gain an XP. You can spend 1 XP and tap him to buff a unit, which is really good. You can spend 2 XP and move an exhausted friendly unit from a battlefield to the base. So this is really cool. I don't know if you can do it at reaction speed. Don't know if you can do it at reaction speed, but it's still a really good ability. Conquer with something, you don't want it to die on your next turn, spend 2 XP, move it back to your base. Spend 1 XP, buff a unit. This is a really strong card. I think it's probably going to see some play. Much like with Yi, it's going to be really interesting to see how it like maneuvers around these new mechanics of what we're going to do. But I do like the fact that unlike Yi, none of its abilities are based around being at a certain level, which I think is really good. Then rounding out our last new champion is honestly one that I'm kind of disappointed with. Kind of disappointed, but not disappointed at the same time. Poppy, Keeper of the Hammer, has the ability when you hold, gain an XP. Spend 3 XP to draw a card. This could be really good, but it's also like, out of everything else we've seen, it's also kind of meh. Yes, you can gain, when you hold, you gain an XP. That's really good. And spend XP, draw a card, tap and draw a card. You can combo this up really nicely. Me and my teammate were talking about it with Hall of Legends. When you conquer, you can untap. You can pay 1 to untap Poppy and then do it again to get some extra cards. But I feel like there's better ways to do this in other domain combinations. But I could be wrong, and I would like to hear your guys' opinions too. Then we have like these cool alt arts. I will say, all the alt arts for these things that we've seen so far are really cool. Like Diana has an amazing alt art. Kha'Zix's alt art is so badass. Ivern's alt art is like, I love that art style. Poppy's alt art is okay. And we won't talk about that one because that one's just creepy. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the legends that are being released in Unleashed. How do you think it compares to the legends that we've gotten in Origins, Proving Grounds, and Spiritforge? Let's not forget, Spiritforge gave us Draven, Aurelia, Fiora, Azir. So we got really, really good legends in Spiritforge. How do you think these ones are going to measure up against those other legends? But anyway, my name's Arrows. I like card games. This isn't a card game. Sure, I don't know why I did that. And yeah, we'll be back next week with talking about more of this new set. We're going to go over all the cards. We'll look at all We'll do it by domain. I'm gonna do it going forward. I'm gonna do it once we have all the reveals. I'm gonna do it by domain. We're gonna talk about every single card in that domain, and it's gonna be fantastic. But anyway, you guys, don't forget to like the video, ding the notification bell if you want to be alerted to whenever we post any card game content. If you like RPG content, may I direct you to Arrows Does RPGs. Check that out as well. We do a lot of RPG. We're doing a run through of Bravely Default, Final Fantasy VII, and Pokemon Scarlet. There's been a bit of a lull. I've been having a little bit of an issue adjusting to daylight savings time, causing me to not sleep, and I've been exhausted. But I'm feeling much better this week. I feel like we're getting back to like where we want to be with sleeping. So we are back on the content train. I am really excited to interact with all you guys again. We got Dragon Ball Super content coming on this channel. I think that's picking up again. I'm really enjoying it. Dual Evolution, really, really good. I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh again, so we're gonna have Yu-Gi-Oh content on the channel. How wild is that? But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out, watching the video. Thank you guys for all the support on all the channels. It is greatly appreciated, more than you all know. And as always, friends, I will see you when I see you. Go out and play some card games. Riftbound's really good. Riftbound is really good. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.